Look, that thing's faster than I am. It done hit a lick and I ain't even done, man. People, you're live. I guess I'm live too. We're all still living. Wow. That was quick. Alright. I can get into it. I'm off the cuff anyhow. Check it out, people. We got a very, very, very bad storm coming. Okay? There's already gale force winds off the west coast. I see I got a couple people in the room. I'm gonna get a few minutes here for the people to come in, and I will tell you what you're looking at. You look at my air filter, because we've been kicking on some serious high dust. If you've noticed higher dust in your truck, it's because of that shockwave event thing. I misted everything down with Windex, wiped it all down. Still wasn't enough. And so I've got these filters. I want to show this one here. It's fairly cheap at Walmart, but I've got a bigger one in the back. I'm not asthmatic or anything, but it does help to have, man, I gotta roll this window back down. It does help to have, you know, some kind of air filtration. That's why I showed people, hey, this is how you change your air filter on your truck on the front, and this is where one's hiding in the back you don't know about. I got those 2 videos up. I can put links to them later, whatever. This is not about that. This is about the weather. This starts Tuesday night, people. It is now Monday, so we're talking tomorrow night in the Rockies. The gale force winds are already built up all along the west coast, setting up for this event. And the shock wave I talked about that came back around is going to meet up with it. I've talked to a few people. There's people on YouTube who are meteorologists who just don't happen to have a suit and a tie and a job on television, and they tell us 16-day weather. I personally go on to NOAA, NOAA .gov, but you can look, I go to NOAA.nhc.gov. It's National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration .gov, and if it's NOAA.nhc.gov, that's the National Hurricane Center. I'm good at reading hurricanes off the East Coast. I'm no good at reading them off the West Coast, because something happens out there, it does something funky, okay? And when it comes back around, you think it's gonna hit the coast and it don't. So I can't tell you nothing about that when there's a hurricane out there, but I've put up videos in the past saying, stay south, my friends. You know, this guy, listen, there's nowhere to hide from this one. Because in the south, we're gonna have bigger than normal, even if you have hail. This is, they're calling it large and extra large hail. Go to the government site, NOAA, NOAA.gov. Go to National Weather for the United States. You will see up above the banner. I took notes. I wrote it down right here. This is what that says, in case you can't go there. They're saying record snowfall. They're saying, this is what they say on there, a significant storm system over Rockies, and this is paraphrasing because I cut up a bunch because I took shorthand here, okay? It was shorter than shorthand. I got shorthand. So, look. Significant storm system over Rockies, heavy snow, okay, is what they're talking about, but they're saying it's over their Rockies and then rapidly intensifies. That means it's already going to be jacked up and it's going to get even stronger. So over the Rockies, Tuesday night and coming east, and then there you go. So strong winds will lead to, not could, strong winds will lead to dangerous travel conditions over the central and northern plains. Then you're talking Kansas, okay? Severe thunderstorms capable of producing winds and large hail and a few tornadoes, okay, on the southern plains to the lower Mississippi Valley. So all the way down, you're going to get large hail, like softball size hail. I got caught up in a hailstorm. I mean, one day it was sunny in Colorado. I was in hail. I'll talk about that. I walked out of the truck stop and it hit me in the head. I'm like, ow, what was that? Ow, it kept hitting. I'm like, what's going on? I looked up, one almost hit me in the eye, and I moved my head. You bobbing and weaving like you're boxing at that point. Look, I had to go back inside the truck stop. It's going, there'll be some windshields bought over this one for some hail, but that's just sitting still. The hail they're talking about and a few tornadoes in the southern plains to the lower Mississippi Valley is going to tear some trucks up. There's going to be wrecks, but there's going to be people that's going to be stuck in this snow. It's already, the Ohio River and the Mississippi River has already come out of their banks. There's too much. too much water already. They go out to a certain level where that's overflowing their banks, and they're already past that level and they're up 5 feet. So we can't handle any more water. But it's coming. So that's where we're at. I'm calling it the storm of the century, but I put a question mark, but I'm saying I'm calling it that. And there's another couple people that are meteorologists that are on YouTube that are checking out. They look at the weather from radar. They look at the weather from Doppler radar, satellite imaging, different lens spectrums of light. I think all the way down to infrared. Some of them talk about the weather HARP modification stuff. I'm not going to say that I'm on one side of the fence or the other on that. I can just tell you when I see something that is going to happen that's going to affect trucking, I'm going to let you know about it. I can't see of anywhere to go, good to go. I mean, if you're going to sneak up north and come back south and then, or sneak north, I wouldn't say go past Kansas at this point. It's going to be coming in across there. It's going to pummel them with snow. More snow. If they're calling it a storm of the century, that's the biggest storm in 100 years. So technically, it's now 2019. So if you take away 100 years, 1919, that's past 1913. Technically, it could be, and then we've already had all this snow. We can't handle any more snow, but we're getting it, and we're fixing to get record snowfall. So there's that, and you know, you can go to www.weather.gov. That is in with NOAA, and that's where they get their news from. That's where all of the meteorologists get their weather from, NOAA. And they don't listen, people. Your local news station doesn't own all the buoys in the ocean. They don't own all the weather. We've got military planes that fly through hurricanes just to see what's going on in there, just because they can. It's kind of crazy. Let's see. Michael Porkchop put, what's up? What's up, Porkchop? It's just bad weather. Now here's a picture of that image, and I can't bring it up online. This is the best I could do, is take a picture of that image, and it shows you the gale force is the purple, okay? If you can see, let's try to fix that view. It's gonna be difficult. Anyways, over here to the left in the purple, gale force. And then right in the center right there is some really messed up stuff too. So I'm not claiming to be a weatherman, and I don't have the equipment for it, and I can't even zoom in at this point. It's doing something funky, but it's gonna come from here right away, starting Tuesday night. It's gonna be about the Rockies, is what they're saying. That's Wednesday morning, and then it's gonna come across here, and then around in Mississippi down in here is going to be the hail and tornadoes and all that stuff. And so there you go. That's where I get my stuff from. And they give 16 to even 20-day forecasts. One guy does a 16-day forecast every Sunday. He just dropped one. He's calling it the storm of the century. Like I said, you're not gonna have to wait till news at 5 if you listen to some of these people that tell you, hey, it's gonna happen. Stock up for it, be ready for it. And I have my own theory about something. I mentioned this the other week. I said, why are they not salting the roads? Are they trying to save this salt for something? I think this is what they were saving it for, because everybody's saying, and I've looked at the weather for as far out as I can see it, everybody's saying they believe after this that it's going to be like, hey, here's spring. You know, but of course they get rain. But this may be the last snow that we get, but it's going to be like a storm of the century kind of thing. It's going to be massive. So yeah, buckle up, Buttercup. That's where you at. Other than that, I'm gonna have a burger. I mean, look, people, don't believe me, don't believe a word I say. Go look, and this is all over the internet, but they're not telling you. They might not tell you till midnight on the night it happens, and they want to wait until all the cars are all jacked up in the road, and then go out there with camera crews and say, look, there's all these people stuck in the snow. Then they'll tell you, oh yeah, we told you in an obscure article somewhere in the internet. I tell my people, and I realize there's only about 60 people that catch it, and then a few more catch up, and then it'll be 100 views. Hey, I'll put the word out best as I can, and then they tell their people. So it's okay that I don't get all the views on here, as long as you're spreading the word. Don't even tell them to come here. Tell them don't come here. Just tell them what's going on with the weather. Tell your people that, hey, that's when it's going to hit is Tuesday night, Wednesday morning from the Rockies, and then it's going to rapidly intensify. So if it's already strong and gale force winds and it rapidly intensifies, you tell me what it's going to do. So like I said, the banks of the rivers can't handle it now. The snow melt is going to be bad, and it's already crushing in stuff. They can't handle no more snow. There's pictures of people on top of their houses saying they can't shovel out, and they're showing like them holding the shovel. I'm hoping this is the last storm. I'm believing it's the last storm. I would say you could believe too that this is the last storm, but it's just going to be so big that it's going to be, after that, it's going to be like, okay, here's spring, now clean that mess up. So people, you know, like I said, it's kicking up dust though that's been bothering me. I know every driver I've talked to, and that's why I thought I'd show this filter. You can get one of these, and I put one up in the one side with the window and one facing the other way, and a fan. So, and I've got a tower one that goes in the back on the floorboard. So that cuts down the dust, and you can Windex your truck up and then change the filter out front like I showed how to, and change the one in the sleeper you don't know about, but that I showed how to. Or if you watch my stuff, you do. I just talked to a guy about it in a truck stop, and he was like, hey man, that's you? Holy crap, you know, because we were just talking about the weather, and I was talking about this other guy's channel. And he does a 16-day forecast every Sunday. That's Mike Morales, M-O-R-A-L-E-O-S, I believe. So, Mike Morales, it's above ground news. Somebody set me onto that, but that's the same as what another guy's doing, and I've got to put a link to his in the description. He's the one I've actually watched. There's a young kid on there that does. These people, they go to school for meteorology, and then there's only so many jobs doing it on the news, and they can't get on, and so they're like, well, I'm gonna teach it on YouTube. So it's real, and they're not stifled by somebody saying, don't tell them that, and don't tell them that, but you can tell them this, because we don't want to create panic where people don't go to work. I'm just telling you what's going on. You're gonna be stuck in it, and try to be at a truck stop. Know that this is, don't wait till you're driving through it to say, ooh, should I shut down now? This is the last big hoorah here. This is the last big one. So, and it's a big one. They're saying storm of the century, so that's 100-year level high. And it's all because of that event that went around the world, and it's now dissipated into the weather, but it hasn't dissipated. It assimilated into the weather. Anybody wants to say something, go ahead. I'm having fries and a burger. I hope y'all are having lunch or something. That's what I got for you for today. Operation Hot Biscuit. I'll make this Operation Hot Biscuit. You know, it sucks that they don't give us weather alerts that really hit us for like 3 days ahead, because that's how we plan our trips. Y'all know that. It's like, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? Where am I going to go? 3 days, at least. You know, 2,100 miles if you're doing 700 or less. So you're like, where should I go? And if you're an owner operator, because you care about your equipment, you're going to be, you know, or even if you're a company driver and you're like, I don't want to go into a hurricane, and if you can refuse loads or plan loads, you try to plan 3 days out. All right, so I don't know, the rest of this could be a free-for-all. Make comments you want to make. I'm just going to chill and listen to some music, and I don't know, beat me up, tell me I'm doing a horrible job. So some people seem to like it. Check your weather and your local listings and go out as many days as you can, but really this is so soon. Tuesday night, it shouldn't take but a couple days, and they shouldn't lie to you for 2 days, right? You'd hope not. They're going to say snow. They're not going to say how much. They're not going to say 4 feet, okay? The river's already being 5 foot over their banks. I saw this shack, right? It's this little bitty, I don't know if you call it a log cabin, but it's up on poles. Thanks for the heads up. James Battle, you are welcome, brother. And that's what I'm trying to do. You're more than welcome, and thank you for making the comment. You're absolutely right. And thank you for thanking me, because that's what I need to hear. A little bit of feedback. That's what I'm trying to do, is give you a heads up on everything. Something changes, something that you're going to have to work around or route around, I will let you know if I hear about it. I'll do a live in a minute. So anyways, oh, by the way, this show right here, what do you want to call it, this Operation Hot Biscuit, I gotta tell about who sponsored it. No one sponsored it. I don't have no damn sponsors. They're not gonna, they don't want me telling you what's going on, people. You realize that? There are no sponsors. Let's see. I'm like Pearl Jam. There were no effing sponsors. Let's see. Storm, Horsefly, and Horsefly says storm and question marks, and UJK, which area is this? UJK, all right, I already showed it, but this is the area. That entire area, and yes, I'm not joking, the United States is the area. Gale force winds already out here, ready to come aboard here, okay? A really hot spot here, some wind, but here's the thing, it's all coming from here, it's gonna be coming around, and it's gonna be on the Rockies right here, and it's going to intensify. They say it's already going to be very, very dangerous on Tuesday night to Wednesday morning. Then it's going to intensify. How do you go from hell or high water and then, oh, and by the way, and then it's going to intensify greatly. And then you're going to have hail all the way from Mississippi down here, all the way up, and possible tornadoes. Of course there's going to be tornadoes, and they're saying large hail and extra large hail. So talking softball size hail. Be prepared to pay for a windshield. Don't drive in it, and you'll still probably have to pay for a windshield with that. So that's what's up. No big deal, right? There's no place to be. You can run up and you can run over about as far as Kansas and come back down. If you're starting out, say you're starting out in North Carolina, you go up and you over, you know, all through that mess. And then maybe Florida? I don't know. I always talk about the safe place to hide. I can't tell it. There may not be one. So just plan on rocking through some storms, and it sounds to me like it's going to be like a fast mover, maybe at least to the Midwest. And so we're talking all the way through Friday. from Tuesday night to Friday. That's about a week, just about, if you figure it's Monday now. So I hope that answered your questions, and like, I appreciate, you know, anybody telling me if I'm doing a good job or not. The guy that said that, I appreciate you, brother. I need to hear that right now, you know. So I'm having a fish sandwich and some stuff. Viva Mexico. Horsefly says Viva Mexico. Well, don't tell them you're part of the caravan. They might not let you back up here. That's all I can say about that. I would be concerned about going to Mexico, because that could pop off at any minute. Kind of crazy there. So, but you can go down there and work on the wall. Let's see. Okay, Horsefly put running and then a picture of something. If you're here, you see it. I can't describe that even. Running from a storm, maybe. Why won't this thing do what I'm trying to have it do? Well, I try to go back to comments. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Running a female symbol, or is that weather or rain? What is that? You got me on that one, Horsefly. But so anyways, y'all have y'all some lunch. Plan for this. Plan for it, plan for it, plan for it. And I mean, if you're going to go in that area, fine. Plan to be stuck in that area. If you're going to go around that area, you know, they say captain of your ship and all this, and some places are full of it when they say that. Just do it. Indeed, headed to San Antonio, Horsefly. Okay, that's cool, but once you get from about, if you think about how big that I just showed you, all the gale force winds are going all the way down the coast, you'll probably be in, let's see, San Antonio looks south, but then that gale force winds goes all the way down there. I don't know about the weather exactly in Texas. The way they're saying it, I think it's gonna cover the whole thing, but the top's gonna have snow and the bottom's gonna have the heavy winds and the large hail and extra large hail. So supersized hail, you know, like McDonald's, you know. Man, it's lunchtime, people. Smoke them if you got them. Let your people know. Don't let them get stuck in this mess. You know what I'm saying? I'll stay live for a bit here. That's what I have for you, though. been 100 years since we have seen, and now we just had a bad snow, but like I said, we ain't even cleaned that snow up yet. And yeah, this is I don't know, call it modified, call it whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying it's there, and know that it's there, because you know a lot of people can't stop where they run to. They get forced dispatch or something, and that's just where they're at. You are where you're at, but don't question how bad it's going to be. If this is the storm of the century, first storm in 100 years, don't question whether you should shut down when you run into it. Already know ahead of time, be full of fuel, be full of DEF, because they turn the DEF pumps off when it gets cold, people, and they say that it's froze up, but it's not froze up. There's a computer in the truck stop that shuts that thing off at a certain temperature, whether they want to or not. So when they got notes out there on the pump, you could be getting DEF, but they got you shut down. And buying the bottles inside is more expensive, and it could be out of date DEF. Well, usually the truck stops aren't, but Walmart DEF, you gotta be careful about that DEF. Look at the date. That stuff is a born on date, it goes out of date, and it messes up. There's a video of a guy who has a dually, it ruined his whole system because he used Walmart DEF that hadn't been touched in a long time, because it don't move that much, and it's got a shelf life. DEF out of the pumps is good because it moves a lot, and they just mixed it. They mix it with water. They get a concentrate, mix it with water. Companies that buy DEF, they mix it, and they're pumping it all the time, and they know how much to get, so it moves a lot. You want DEF fluid that moves a lot, and keep your tank full, because anything under half and it could crystallize. When I first started running this DEF stuff, I did a video, not when I first started running it, but whenever I bought my other truck, I had a video where I showed, you know, I was actually down to a quarter at that point. It had just went to a quarter. I don't want anybody even running to a quarter. Keep it half full. It crystallizes. Oxygen makes it crystallize. If you're half full, you got more oxygen in there. Anything less than half full, and it mixes more with the oxygen and makes more crystals, and so it'll mess up. There's a screen in your DEF manifold, and there's a pump in there. I bought a couple of them, different trucks. So anyways, I don't know what else to say, people. I'm gonna let y'all chat it up. Throw me some comments. And now I'm gonna have my lunch. It's a nice day, didn't have to idle. Chilling.
For over a decade. The original chill.
Horsefly 22, but I thought this stuff was over. See, that's the problem. If you move easterly, eventually, east meets west. It's an old saying, east meets west. Well, you keep traveling east like these storms go, they come back around every time. The trade towers used to slow stuff down. They even talked about how it's changed the weather. It used to be that we didn't have winds that are supposed to be at the poles in the midsection, heartland of America. It used to be that we didn't have shockwave events, but like we're traveling through a place in space that's outside the galactic plane, going in and out of it. Well, we're you know, along with it, but we are traveling through a section of it that has a bunch of meteorites. There's people who have done videos showing the sun, and the sun has a specific gravity, and it pulls along with it Earth, you know, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, all of us, in along with its path. While it's doing that, it's picking up junk on the way. There's people who have shown these, I don't know, images, if you call it that, of all the junk that the sun had at a certain time, and it's picked up more and more and more, and then eventually it comes in and becomes a sun diver. So we got our planets, then we got the you know, planets, asteroid belt, more planets, right? But around the sun itself, it picks up stuff along the way and carries it with it because it's got so much gravity. It pulls stuff in from the field of space we're in. And it currently has more crap around it than it ever did before. And that stuff could fall in, fall back, hit us. Even the big objects that have littler objects around them, those kind of fall back and hit us. And then we have the Kuiper belt, which is way out, and then we also have, like I said, our asteroid belt. But right now they've shown images of the sun and all this extra junk it's got around it. It's fascinating, but it's our weather. Our weather comes from space. So, like I was saying though, I'll put links up to NOAA I'll put the Hurricane Center last so it doesn't confuse you, but the 3-day cone, 3-day swath on any hurricane is accurate, better than what you'll get from your weatherman. 5 days pretty accurate too. After that, you know, it could go anywhere. They speculate at that point. But so I'll put a link up to NOAA weather, and then the Hurricane Center I'll put last. And then but I'll put a link up to Mike Morales' page. I'll put a link up to the other guy who does meteorology on YouTube's page. They show a 16-day weather forecast. One guy, Mike Morales, does it every Sunday. It doesn't matter your opinion on any of the other stuff that he talks about. Just look at the forecast model and then go from there. I blame Pelosi. I don't know if vodka and tequila have anything to do with the weather. Horsefly, why do you blame Pelosi? If you crack a bottle of alcohol, I don't know anything else she's doing. LOL. You put LOL. Oh, but she's got a bartender up there now. He put Nancy. Yeah. So they're dancing on camera. Oh, they're having a great time. And they wished everyone happy Thanksgiving the other day. So I want y'all to know, from me also, I wish you happy Thanksgiving. Don't get me started on that mess, man. They don't even know where they live. They did a thing saying you're supposed to live in your district, you know, where you at there, AOC, and they went to her place. People been there 40 years, ain't never seen her. It's hilarious. It's hilarious, man. And, you know, they got ethics violations and hooking up the Twitter account to this one, that one. Oh, okay, yeah, well, what did I see on Twitter? Oh, man. What didn't I see on Twitter? I've seen some things I'm just not going to talk about because they make fun of some people that I like. But, man, I'll have to give a Twitter update, maybe even later today. This will be a little short thing. I'll shut this down in a second here because we're just gonna make it about the weather, and I want it to be put out there as a video, so that the people who are strong silent type, people that come in late, people that, you know, whatever, they can catch up on this thing. But basically, here's the gist of what this is about, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button because I've left some dead air, give y'all some time. Check it out. If you live in any of the following areas, I'm being for real, people, there's nowhere to be. Maybe down here in Florida, maybe where he was talking about, Horsefly was talking about going down here. There's the valley, they call it the valley, you know, Texas, Harlingen, or what? Let's see, where are we at here? My bad. The valley, I'm moving my thumb the wrong way. The valley, you know, basically, maybe Harlingen, I think there's Oaxaca. I would have to look at a good place to be. Let's see here, it's way over here too though. Now that's a picture of, actually, of Hawaii, so don't count that. But this over here with the gale force winds, that's just cut off. It goes further south past the Baja Peninsula down to here, those gale force winds. Everything is coming east. And so this being Hawaii, that being Alaska, imagine if those two pictures were not there. This high wind continues past the Baja Peninsula down to here. So they're already experiencing gale force winds. And you're talking like, you know, high seas and stuff like this, but the weather is going to come with that wind, and it's all going to pummel us. So I'm going to get off this thing. I'll make this a video real quick just to put it out there, because, you know, me sitting here just chatting is great, but these people need to see this. So I appreciate y'all coming in for this. Stay safe. I'll put some links up to it now, and then I'll put some more links to it later. That's all I got for you. Thank you so much for showing up, and I can't say stay south, my friends. I would say stay safe, my friends. So y'all stay safe. I'm out of here.